We've been talking about the possibility that on Election Day, Donald Trump will try to use federal troops to intimidate voters at polling places. And it turns out that Trump may not even have to, because his own supporters are showing up at early voting sites and already intimidating voters. We're seeing a big advantage for Democrats in terms of absentee ballots and in terms of early voting. And the Trumpists are showing up and doing what they can to intimidate voters. Virginia had its first week of early voting. Groups of Trump supporters were showing up, including in Northern Virginia, blocking the path to the location. This was a disproportionately Democratic area of Virginia, chanting 4 more years. It actually led to county election officials having to provide escorts for voters to get past the protesters. Groups of Trump supporters were chanting 4 more years and doing all sorts of other stuff. We have video. This was captured by Maryland photographer Anthony Tillman. And you'll see the crowd carrying Trump signs, flags, chanting right outside the building, making it difficult to get in and out. Now, remember, the legality of this is unclear because electioneering at polling places isn't allowed. What counts as being at the polling place depends on the state. In Virginia, my understanding is that it's within 40 feet of the front doors. It certainly seems as though in this video, the protesters are within 40 feet of the front doors. So as you can see, Trumpists creating a blockade, chanting, blocking the path in. Now, there are people who are saying, including the Virginia Republican Party, which I'll get to, there are people saying this isn't intimidation. Only the most triggered snowflake could consider this intimidation. Anybody can just walk by. Guys, this is not how elections are supposed to happen. There is not supposed to be electioneering at polling places. If you are, just to pick something, if you're a 70-year-old woman showing up to vote for Biden and you have to weave your way through a crowd of dozens of Trumpists by the front door, chanting, blocking the path, holding signs, screaming, that is not how elections are supposed to happen in the United States. There are election officials in Fairfax County, Virginia, and who are admitting that voters and even some of the poll workers felt intimidated by this crowd. And again, they required escorts to get people in and out of the building. And again, it's illegal in Virginia. You can't be within 40 feet of the precinct in Virginia. Now, the Virginia Republican Party just mocked the entire thing. The New York Times put out a story about this, and the Virginia Republican Party tweeted the story with the message, "Quick, someone called the whambulance," which is just, the height of maturity. And interestingly, some of the voters who were in line to vote were asked, why are you standing in such a long line to vote in person? You could vote by mail. You're standing in line to vote early in person. And voters said, we don't trust the mail. Take a look at this report from CNN.
Right, Jim, and I just want to step out here so you can see just how far back this line goes. I mean, it's about 2 football fields here. I mean, keep in mind, this is a huge government building in Fairfax, Virginia, the biggest county here, and they're at capacity inside of the building. Now, they're trying to keep people here outside, socially distanced, but as you can see, it is difficult, particularly given the fact that this line is so enormous. And once they actually get inside of the building, there is still at least an hour and a half wait. Now, we have talked to several of these voters about why it is that they chose to show up early. Many of them saying they knew it was going to be a very big election, that it was critical, that there was going to be a lot of interest. They wanted to be one of the first people to cast their ballot. But we also heard about mistrust of the Postal Service. Take a listen to this.
Because I don't trust the mail right now. That's why.
And so that's why you decided to vote in person?
If I got to stand here all day, I'm going to vote today.
So This gets me to the one good thing that I am seeing in terms of enthusiasm. It seems to be high. I've been using this phrase for a couple of months. People might be willing to crawl over broken glass to vote. It seems people are willing to do it. And the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, tragic, and may lead to one of the most conservative Supreme Courts in decades, but it seems to have increased enthusiasm on the left. Donations to Democrats have been pouring in since the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And if anything like this happens when you are voting, I want to hear about it. If you can safely take video and get it to me. We will be talking about the voter intimidation that takes place. Keep an eye out and let me know what you see. If you are anything like me, you probably aren't thrilled with the idea of going into a doctor's office right now. And thankfully, there's a practical and affordable way to take control of your health and get personalized care from the comfort of your home. It's a service called SteadyMD. They're one of our sponsors. You take a quiz, you get matched with a licensed primary care physician who understands your health needs. You have a 1-hour video call with your new doctor. You establish a meaningful relationship with them. And after that, your doctor is available to you anytime by text, phone, or video chat. This is not a random doctor on call. Each doctor at SteadyMD has a limited number of patients, so they actually have time to listen to you. You get the personal attention that you deserve. They can do almost everything an in-person doctor can do: perform medical evaluations, talk to you about health concerns, send prescriptions to your home or local pharmacy, and anything they can't do online, they'll quickly set you up with an in-person provider to do, things like blood tests, as an example. You don't need insurance. It's only $99 a month with no other fees or copays. There are so many practical advantages to using SteadyMD for primary care, and it's also so much more affordable. Go to steadymd.com/Pakman to take the free quiz, see which doctor is right for you. I took their quiz. They matched me with a doctor who specializes in my particular health needs and situation. The doctor they gave me is a really perfect fit for me and my medical needs. There's no risk, no commitment to get started. Just click the link right underneath this video.